Shemot chapter 12. HaChodesh hazel lachem rosh chodashim. This month shall be for you the first of the months. Pasuk Bet. Rashi famously asks why this verse was not the first verse of the Torah. This is the very first mitzvah given to the Israelite nation, so therefore it should have opened the Torah itself. Why have the entire book of Genesis? Rashi's answer is that Genesis was setting the stage to show that God was the true custodian of the world, and therefore could give the land of Canaan to the Israelites. What Rashi's answer does not address is why this, Rosh Chodesh, is the very first mitzvah given to the nation as a whole. To answer this question, we must go back to Abraham at the covenant of the parts in chapter 15 of Genesis. God promises Abraham two things. The first is that his descendants will be slaves in a foreign land, and the second is that they would be as numerous as the stars in the skies. Bereshit chapter 15, verse 5 and verse 13. Yadoa teda ki ger yeh zaracha ba'eretz lo lahem v'avadum v'inu otam 400 shana. Know that your children will be strangers in a foreign land, and they will be servants there and slaves there, and they will be there for 400 years. And then v'yotzei ota chutza and then I will bring them out of the land. And then later, v'yomer habetna hashamaymo usfora kochavim im tuchal isfor otam v'yomer lo ko yeh zaracha. And he said, go out to the sky and look and try to count the stars, if they can be counted. And then he said, such will be your offspring. The connection with the promise that they will be slaves in a foreign land is clear with this chapter. Now, following slavery in Egypt, the Israelites are ready to leave and become a nation. So what's the connection to the stars? The answer is that there's a little bit of astronomy here. When I was in Brandeis University, I took astronomy as my science course, and one of the things that we had to do was make a stargazing chart. And this was something that we learned. The new moon, which is the beginning of the month, is when the moon is just a sliver in the sky. Without the bright moonlight, stars are allowed to shine even brighter. That's why the new moon is the best time to go stargazing. But a full moon is the worst time to go stargazing because of all the light pollution. Therefore, when God promised Abraham that his descendants, the Israelites, would be numerous as the stars, it must have happened at the first of the month, when there was just a sliver of a moon, when the stars were the brightest, and emphasizing God's promise. This would provide Abraham with the most dramatic effect of that promise. But why stars? By picking the first of the month when the moon is least visible and the stars are shining the brightest, God is also sending a message to the Israelites in this early time of their nationhood. For the past year, he had been showing them the strength and power of God in order to get them out of Egypt with massive, great miracles. And now they are becoming a nation. God's message to the people is, sometimes, like with the plagues, God will be the one who shines the brightest. However, now that the Israelites will be a nation, it is their job to shine brightly as well, and not always rely on the bright moon to shield them. God is present here in Egypt. God will be present there in the future, but sometimes he won't be as bright. And in those moments, it's up to the nation of Israel to shine the brightest like the stars in the sky.